For that, well, let's focus on another name then that came out with its set of numbers. That's Titagarh Rail. They saw a weakish performance, margins under pressure as well. In both the segments, I think there was some kind of weakness. The point is that they have some kind of issue with regard to the wheel sets. To understand more, we have Mr. Umesh Chowdhary, who is the Vice Chairman and Managing Director at Titagarh Rail, who joins us on the show. Hi, sir. Good morning. Thanks a lot for joining in. Well, it's been a little bit rough because of the point that you've been mentioning. The wheel set availability has been an issue for the past quarter, and I think it'll plague some part of this quarter's performance as well. So could you tell us where we are at with resolving this issue, and by when do you see things return back to normalcy? From quarter two onwards?
Yeah, so good morning. Thank you for having me with you. So there are two ways of looking at this wheel set issue resolution. One is the long-term permanent resolution and one is the immediate resolution. The long-term permanent resolution is what we are expecting when our wheel plant, which is a joint venture with Ramakrishna Forging, comes into production next year. And that, wheel sets has been a perennial problem ever since we've been in this industry for the last 25, 27 years. Every couple of years, for 1 or 2 quarters, there is a problem that is faced from the wheel set supplies. And that's the reason why the government of India actually took up this wonderful initiative of making India truly self-reliant and setting up or encouraging setting up this wheel plant that we are doing so. So that is one. But on the short-term basis, there were some production challenges that Rail Wheel Factory was facing ever since, I think, if my memory serves me correct, since October or November. But now the production has, from this month, from June itself, from yesterday, it started streamlining. So from the month of June, we expect that the wheel set problem should be things of the past.
Okay, that's good news then, sir. Give us a few more details. How many coaches or, motors converters will you deliver in this fiscal year in comparison to last? If you could quantify it.
So absolutely. So we have two distinct lines of business. One is the freight rail system where we are doing the wagons. So last year we did the largest number of wagons that any Indian company has ever made in India. We produced about 9,500 wagons and delivered them. Of course, we could not achieve our target because of this wheel set problem, but nevertheless, it's a great milestone to have. And the second business that we have is the passenger rail system. There we have both metro, Vande Bharat, and propulsion. So coming to the propulsion that you were asking, the traction motor, this was the last year was the first year of our being in that business. And we did about 600 and odd traction motors, which is an average run rate of 50 traction motors a month. And this year we are targeting to ramp it up to about between 125 to 150 traction motors a month. And going forward, we'll ramp it up to about 200 traction motors a month. But that's only one part of the overall execution of the passenger rail system. The Pune Metro has gotten completed earlier. Now the Bangalore Metro is getting executed. And followed by that, the Gujarat Metro will start execution in end of Q2 or beginning of Q3. So, we've also started the production of the Vande Bharat coach last month. In April, we made the first cutting of the car body material for the Vande Bharat train. So overall, the passenger rail segment is going to be the one that is really going to see the big quantum jump in growth, both in FY26 and then followed by in FY27.
Absolutely. I mean, and those metro orders are continuing to roll in. Apparently, that's what the indications are. I think you're also L1 in the Mumbai Metro Line 6 tender. So I think all eyes on that one as well. So just some numbers, sir, because there are multiple businesses. I have, questions divided into several parts. Since we're talking metro rail, the passenger rail system, let's talk about that. From the metro business, what is the increase in the order book, the execution of that order book? What's the quantum of business you're expecting in metro rail? And if you could just, shine a spotlight on the Mumbai order as well.
So as far as the Mumbai order is concerned, yes, we understand we are L1 along with NCC in line 6, but we would not like to comment on that because it will be speculative. We would only comment on it when we physically have the order in our hand. So that's been our policy. But as far as the overall metro segment is concerned, or the passenger train segment overall is concerned, I think it's an extremely buoyant market. We are seeing new projects being announced. Jaipur announced their expansion of metro. We've seen Gurgaon. We've seen, I mean, every month we've been seeing some project or the other, because urban mobility is something which is the need of the hour, and it's the most urgent need of the hour. On a lighter note, I saw the comment of Minister Nitin Gadkari that he can solve all the road problems of the world, but not the traffic problem of cities like Bangalore. And the only solution is a metro system, or an effective metro system. So coming to our capacity, we have just kind of done about maybe 2-3 cars a month on an average last year, which we are intending to ramp up substantially. We are wanting to ramp up to reach about 20 to 25 cars within Q4 of this month on a monthly run rate basis. And our ultimate targeted capacity, which is for both combined Metro and Vande Bharat, is about 800 to 850 cars a month. So that we are expecting to achieve by FY27 or FY28.
So with this expanded capacity, and a lot of that is going on stream by the end of this year itself, give us a sense, the metro business, what should be the revenue expansion we can expect?
As I said, it's going to be from 3 cars a month to 25 cars a month.
25 cars.
And then going to 27, 28, FY27 and FY28, we are looking at getting it up to about 60, 70 cars a month. So, I mean, it's a huge leap that we are taking forward in this business segment.
No, absolutely. And now I'm going back to the wagon production, because you said a lot of these train set issues, the wheel set issues, that's getting sorted out. You had produced, I think, 2,455 wagons in the fourth quarter. Full year, you said you were close to, 9,500 wagons. So give us some sense of what will be the run rate, how much will you do this year as this wheel set problem gets sorted out?
So, there are 2 elements to that. One is the production capacity, which includes the supply chain of wheel sets, and the second is the order book. So, we are coming to the end of the order execution that we had received about 2.5 years ago. Of course, this will see us through to this financial year, to the end of this financial year, and we are expecting new orders to come in. And I also believe that this is something that the government of India would definitely continue to procure, because this is the only way the logistic cost reduction is possible. So if we are able to get adequate orders by way of the new tenders that we are expecting this year, which we are extremely hopeful of getting, but at the end of the day, it's tenders that have to be floated, we should be able to stabilize at 1,000 wagons per month on a very easy basis. I would also like to mention that, I had mentioned earlier in your shows about the backward integration. So we have been able to expand our foundry production to about 25,000 tons, which is again a record production, which is much higher than what we had done in the past. And our new line of the foundry will come into stream in Q2 of this financial year. This would actually make us self-sufficient also for the foundry for 1,000 wagons a month. So that will give us the complete...
Yeah, that's 12,000 wagons in a year compared to about 9,500 that you've done this year. Got it. I mean, some rough estimates there.
All right. So what would that mean in terms of numbers then? Revenue growth, give and take everything. The wagons, the cars that you're referring to, coaches between that, various verticals. The street wants to know 2 numbers, and then I'll ask you the third one. First is, what kind of revenue growth can you deliver, and what kind of margin outlook for FY26 in comparison to FY25?
So you see, I'll answer your second question first. As far as margin is concerned, we've always maintained that on the freight side, we expect a margin of around 12%, 11-12%, give or take percent here or there on quarter-to-quarter basis. But a blended basis, 11 to 12% is a margin that is sustainable in this business, and we expect to maintain with that. As far as the top line of the freight is concerned, at 12,000 wagons, each wagon sells for between 35 to 40 lakhs. So that's the revenue targets that we are looking at. As far as passenger coaches is concerned, this is a business where we had really very little revenue going in the past. So as far as the ramp up is concerned, when we talk about one passenger coach, it sells for about 10 crores. And Vande Bharat, our share of the pie, because we are in consortium with BHEL, is about 4 crores. So it is a quantum jump that we are looking at on the passenger side. On the margin of passenger as well, I would divide it into two segments. One is when we have been able to integrate our entire propulsion, then we are looking at about a 14-15% EBITDA. But till we have been able to do that, which is going to take about 2 to 3 years' time, we should look at about a similar 10 to 12% EBITDA on the passenger side as well.
All right. So, ballpark, I'm just looking at 12,000 wagons at around 35 lakhs. That should give you around 4,200 crores approximately.
Yeah, give
us. And on the other side, you said around 4 crores. And what is the quantity?
4 crore is our share of the train, and 10 crore is our share of the metro coaches.
Okay, all right, 10 crore metro, got it. So ballpark, if I put the the numbers together, this year you ended up with close to around, I think, 4,000 crores, very, very approximately, 3,900 crores approximately.
That's right. Approximately that much, yeah.
So we're looking at a 25% revenue growth.
I would not be able to give any forward-looking numbers right now. I mean, I've given you the execution, and of course, execution capacity I've given you. In the case of metros, we have the orders for the freight. Also, we have the order for this year, and then the execution will, of course, drive it. But of course, if I talk to if we talk about the capacity that we are creating, that we are creating in the PRS is almost 7,000-8,000 crores of revenue in a year.
Okay, all right. What about operating cash flow, sir? That was negative for the past year. Will you align things, and see a positive operating cash flow number?
Yeah, we will definitely be able to do that. This was primarily because, we had organized all our inventory, but the Wheelset was a dampener, and that's the reason why the operating cash flow got blocked. Unless we had the Wheelset, we could not convert the WIP or the inventory into cash. But that's a short-term phenomena. We are not worried about it at all.
All right, sir. Lots of details there. Thank you very much for patiently answering all of our questions. Gives us a good sense of how you're set up for this year. Thank you for joining in.